The morning was quiet in my orchard. The sun was just rising, and the smell of fresh apples filled the air. My family had cared for this land for 3 generations. Every tree, every fence, every path held memories of my father and grandfather working these fields with pride. I was checking the irrigation lines when I suddenly heard the sound of tires stopping behind me. A woman stepped out of a shiny SUV wearing expensive sunglasses and an expression that already told me trouble was coming. She looked around the orchard like it offended her. "Excuse me," she said sharply. "What do you think you're doing here?" I wiped my hands on my jeans and answered calmly, "Working." "This land belongs to our HOA neighborhood," she snapped. "You can't just come here and start farming." I tried to explain. "Ma'am, this orchard has been here for over 70 years. But she cut me off, already dialing her phone. "Yes, hello? I need the police. There's a man trespassing and damaging HOA property." I stood there quietly while she described me like I was some criminal. A few neighbors started gathering along the fence, whispering and staring. 10 minutes later, 2 police cars arrived. The officers stepped out and asked what was going on. Karen pointed straight at me. "That man is illegally farming our land. I want him removed immediately." One officer walked over to me and asked gently, "Sir, do you have any documents proving this land is yours?" I nodded and walked to my truck. Inside was a folder I carried everywhere, old deeds, survey maps, and ownership papers passed down from my grandfather. The officer looked through them carefully. Then his eyebrows slowly lifted. He turned back toward Karen and the crowd of neighbors. "Ma'am," he said calmly, "this man isn't trespassing." Karen crossed her arms smugly. "Of course he is." The officer shook his head. "No. According to these records, he owns this entire orchard and the land your HOA neighborhood is built on." The crowd went silent. Karen's confident expression disappeared instantly. "What?" she whispered. The officer continued. "Your HOA doesn't own this land. It was leased decades ago from his family. The agreement allows the neighborhood to exist here." Karen looked around nervously at her neighbors, realizing everyone was now staring at her instead of me. I simply nodded and said, "My family never bothered anyone. We just asked for respect." The officer handed me back the papers. Karen slowly got back into her SUV without saying another word. As the police cars drove away, the orchard became quiet again, and that morning reminded everyone of a simple truth. Sometimes the people who shout the loudest about ownership are the ones who never owned anything at all.